Okay, so I'll make a motion that we return to the public meeting. I've got 7:33.
I second
Got a
it.
second, Pam? Thank you.
Yes.
Okay,
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
okay. And now just, right?
Mhm.
No actions were taken during executive session. Okay. We welcome public comments, but in respect for each other's time, we ask that you limit your comments to 3 minutes in length. Board members may be contacted via email at chaboard@wlsmail.org. After the public comment period has been completed, board members may have a discussion amongst themselves regarding comments presented. Do we have anybody who would like to speak on Zoom tonight? Okay, thank you. We don't have anybody tonight. Thank you. Moving down, acceptance of the minutes of the January 22nd, 23 regular meeting.
I move that the board approve the minutes of the January 22nd, 2023 regular meeting as drafted. Do I have a second? Thank you.
Any discussion?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Brian, you're agreed as well?
Aye.
Thank you. Okay. Treasurer's report. George?
We're begun talking about the budget for 2024. One meeting they were supposed to have was canceled due to, was it that snow? Was that the day we had the
With
snow?
the snow, and then Carolyn was just getting things sort of tied up.
Right.
Before
So,
Jen started.
so we're hoping to reconvene and meet with Jennifer and next week.
Okay, great. Okay, do we have the December treasurer's report to,
The February. The December report, yeah.
should we vote on that?
Yeah. Do you want to make the motion, George?
Make the motion, please.
Second? Okay,
Second.
Brian. Okay, any discussion?
No.
Okay, ready to take a vote?
All in favor?
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay. We do not have anybody from Friends tonight to give a report. So we'll move into President's report. I'm going to open up by acknowledging that we have a new AV system that we are inaugurating tonight. So if there's any blips or bumps or anything, please excuse us. We're trying out our new microphones. And very excited about the theater project that's moving along so well, which we'll discuss further in. On February 12th, we welcomed our new library director, Jennifer Daddio. And we're so grateful to have you here. And we hope that your beginning 10 days have been 11, 12, have been wonderful. And we're just all so happy that you're here and looking forward to working very hard with you. We cannot thank Carolyn Resnick, our interim director, enough for all of her hard work and being the best interim director and just working as if she has always worked here. So we thank her, and we also thank Chantel Pena for all of her help during the transition. And we wish her so much luck, and we hope that we see her around the library a lot. Okay, that's all I have for our president report this month. Okay, moving on to Jen, the library.
That would be me.
Mhm.
So I just wanted to say hi, and I know I met some of you last week and others I just met for the first time tonight, but I just wanted to say that I'm incredibly grateful to be here, and I'm so humbled that you have given me this opportunity. And I said this to the staff in a meeting last week, but Mike, I can promise you that as long as I'm here, I will always try my best. I might not be the smartest person in the room or have all the answers, but I'm certainly not afraid to say that. And I'll always do my best to advocate for the staff, for this library, and for this community. And I'm just really thrilled to be here. So thank you for this opportunity.
Thank you.
And there's not much, because I've only been here for a short time to talk
Jennifer?
about. Sure.
Sorry to interrupt, but for the community, could you just speak a bit about your experience? et
Oh,
cetera? I
sure,
know we've
sure.
got
Yeah.
Website information, but not everyone.
Right, right, of course. So I am a second career librarian. I worked in publishing for a number of years as a book designer. I still design books on the side occasionally. I went to library school approximately 10 or so years ago, started out as a teen librarian, then became the head of a children's department, which morphed into the head of youth services at Pearl River. And after that, but before here, I was at Somers for 3 years. I have a family. I have one daughter. I'm married. I live on the other side of the county in Montrose, New York, and I am an avid potter when I am not doing other things.
Thank
Great.
you.
Thank you so much.
As I said, I don't have much to report on today, but I did want to just mention a couple of bragging things. The Children's Department has had some lovely press this past month, including the Inside Press, the Examiner, and the Journal News. And so I want to commend Robin and the entire children's staff for their amazing work.
Oh, great.
Okay, great. Thank you for saying that. And we also had another wonderful program that was hosted by us, but it was through the Historical Society. And our staff person, Kathy Paulson, who's also on the Historical Society, was kind of the intermediary between us and the Historical Society. And it was a World War II veteran that spoke here. I believe he's almost 100, if not 100 years old. And there were over 150 people here. So I just want to commend Kathy on her good work with that and navigating this new AV system that we're all still a little nervous about. So just the staff is amazing. And that is the other thing I wanted to remember to say tonight. The staff, the level of professionalism across the board is unlike any other place I've ever been in. So I am looking forward to working with everybody and building a great future together. So
Great.
Yeah,
Thank you.
sure.
Thank you. Moving into our committee reports. George, do you have anything to add with finance? Okay, thank you. Building and grounds, Jennifer?
So I wanted to let Jennifer kind of get on board. Bill Link had taken some days off, so who's our facilities consultant? I'll circle back to you, Jennifer and Pam, to see, what's a good date time to shoot for, and we'll lock in a meeting
Great.
to review a number of issues with him, as well as, things you've identified, being kind of a set of fresh eyes for the library. As you both have pointed out, one of the greatest accomplishments is returning this to service with new and updated technology. It's very, very exciting. So we're thrilled about that. I copied you, Jennifer, you both. It's a minor issue, but we've got akimbo signs all over our parking lot, just the weather, the erosion, et cetera. So we're asking our landscaper to take care of that. I talked at the last meeting about the fact that we are in the midst of an RFP for a 50-year-old electric panel in our penthouse and the replacement of that, and have one response because the firms are all working so very hard, people don't have time to respond. So we reached out to another firm who has voiced some interest, and Bill and I wanted to see if they had interest before taking the further step of introducing them to you in particular, and you as well as part of the committee. And so hopefully that will lead to a second proposal so that we can make a decision and proceed in that regard. We also asked if they could weigh in on, you all are tired of hearing about the electric pole in the stream, but it continues to worry me. So we're going to see if they could offer any solution there, as well as the automatic door opening for, disabled individuals, or for one of our 4 bathrooms in the gallery walk.
Great.
And again, investigating the electronic sign or the non-electronic sign to take it electronic. So.
And and the water,
mhm.
where are we,
Bill has reached out to the company that you see in all the airports, et
Okay.
cetera, is LK. Yeah,
Okay.
so he's reached out and has started discussions. He has nothing back for us
Okay.
from a financial perspective yet.
okay, thank you so much.
Jennifer, can I
Yeah.
just bring one thing? I was in the library on Sunday afternoon, and the beautiful late winter light was coming through the front windows, which seemed like they needed a little bit of washing.
Okay.
And I know that that's probably a professional job, because those windows are huge and stuff, but and I just bring it to people's attention that I looked at them and went, well, I wonder when's the last time those windows were washed. Now, granted, you can't see it well at night, but when the light just hits it right, this kind of
Right.
probably-
Well, it's our beautiful feature.
yeah,
frankly,
and
for the
maybe
library,
just
so,
a little,
Yeah.
and I think it'd be worth whatever the professional
That's a
window
really good
washing.
point. I've inquired in the past, and I believe I was told that our janitor addresses that, which seems
Those windows are
surprising
so
because they go very.
high up, you
Mhm.
probably need somebody
It
who's
seems
got
like it would need a
special
scissor
equipment.
shop person.
There you
Right.
go.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll raise that with Bill. Thank you.
Yeah.
And I also, which is what I thought you were going to bring up, the other issue raised with the electrician is the the concept of a generator,
Generator.
So-
Yeah.
whether or not we proceed just to investigate it.
Yeah.
All right, John, anything with personnel this month?
Nothing to report this month. Stay tuned for details. The one thing, Jennifer Dadio, that was on the agenda long-term was, looking into a facilities director. Because, while Bill Link is a good person and does a wonderful job, what our choices, options are in terms of having somebody who might be, what's the word I'm looking for?
Have more time perhaps?
Have more
that
time.
they
Thank
could-
you. Right.
Greater bandwidth.
There we go. So this spring, I'm going to sort of begin with your assistance, Jennifer.
Sure.
Having a conversation around the possibilities of reimagining that. Now that we've got a new director, we've got this space somewhat stabilized.
That sounds great.
Yeah.
Thanks, John. That's great.
So I'm going to close out my tenure on the Policy and Bylaw Committee before I hand the baton over to John Harrison. By just finishing up the last work that I did with Carolyn, and with a lot of staff input in many of these policies. And so we're just gonna wrap it up. So in alphabetical order, we're gonna go to, the first is to rename the cash register income policy, which lives in a sub in the financial policy, to cash management, because we don't really deal with cash registers anymore. So we're gonna just call it cash management policy. So I make a motion to rename the cash register income policy to cash management policy as seen in section 8K in the financial policy. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Okay,
Just a quick question.
Yeah.
As part of discussion,
Mhm.
does that still stay within the sort
Correct.
of umbrella?
yes,
Okay.
it is not, it won't be a standalone. Great question. It will just be renamed. Further discussion? Okay, we can take a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, great, thank you. The claims audit policy, as has been previously discussed in our board meetings, which used to live in the financial policy, will now become a standalone policy. It is in your board packet, what it looks like. And so I make a motion to make the claims audit policy a standalone policy. May I have a second?
Second.
Okay. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. Make a motion to accept and approve the updated version of the deselection of material policy, which is in the board packet, the clean and redlined are in the packets. Do I have a second? Brian, thank you. Any discussion?
Just
Mhm.
to remind people of the history, so this was one that had originally been presented and accepted, but then we found it out, it hadn't been reviewed with department heads and staff.
Correct.
And so it went back for a second round of review, right?
As well as it was also rerun again by the attorneys. Okay.
Great.
All right, can we take a vote? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, thank you. Like to make a motion to reinstate and make the gallery policy a standalone policy. So this policy has actually not been an active policy, and it was discovered and brought out by Larry, our gallery curator, and Carolyn. And it was decided, and it was recommended that it be its own standalone policy because our gallery really is such a special place, and there just needs to be some very clear guidelines of how things are displayed and chosen.
Great.
Okay.
Second.
Second,
Second
thank you.
motion.
Thank you. Discussion? Okay, let's take a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Great. Okay, moving on. I'd like to make a motion to accept and approve the updated version of the financial policy. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. So there has really, so the financial policy, I just want to speak to it. It is just a very long policy, and that there, things, we've been taking things out and we've been renaming things. But for the most part, it's been tightened up a lot. So it'll just be easier to go through. And then as we move into the purchasing and bidding policy, which was also in the financial policy, not trying to get too ahead, we're just trying to make it a very clear policy for the public and who to find it and understand it on our website. So the clean and redlined are all included. And if we're okay, there's no discussion, we can take a vote. Vote.
That's great.
Okay.
All in favor?
In favor?
Aye.
Okay, great. Thank you. Moving on to the material selection policy, I make a motion to accept and approve the updated version of the material selection policy. Yes, along with exactly what Jennifer Fahey had said, that this policy has been looked at, but we're very excited to have staff have input into the policy and acknowledge and make the recommended changes. Do I have a second in the motion? John? Okay, thank you. I didn't.
We can circle back.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. And
So all in favor?
all in favor?
Material selection? Aye. Aye.
Okay. Thank you. I appreciate that. I was looking at.
Yeah,
Thank
it's
you.
okay.
Okay, great. Passes. Like to make a motion to remove the investment policy as a standalone policy because it could be found in the financial policy under 8C. Do I have a second? Brian, thank you. So again, just
Duplicative.
it's duplicative and it does not need to stand alone.
Mhm.
Okay, further discussion? Can we take a vote? All right, all
Uh,
in favor? Great.
Aye.
Okay, moving to. Where are we? The purchasing and bidding policy. Okay, make a motion to remove the purchase and bidding policy as it is a duplicate of 8A in the financial policy. Do I have a second?
Second.
George, thank you. Again, just doesn't seem to need to be, it as a standalone policy. Any further discussion? Okay, vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, passes. Thank you. Moving down, I make a motion to remove the purchasing and bidding regulation policy as it is a duplicate of 8A in the
No, we
finance.
covered that. We covered.
No,
Didn't-
There's
did I
two.
miss?
there's two.
Purchasing and bidding.
Yeah, there's purchasing and bidding policy and the regulation policy. There were two different things.
Okay.
And they were two different standalones, so they're all in.
Right,
8A.
right. I should
Okay.
know that better than anyone.
Okay,
Sorry
no,
about that.
All good, no
I missed
problem.
The regulation.
I need a second. Okay, Jennifer, thank you. Any discussion? Take a vote. All in favor? Okay, great, perfect. Make a motion to accept and approve the updated version of the reconsideration of materials policy. Do I have a second? Brian, thank you. Again, this is
Consideration policy.
the, another thing that was added was an updated form, which is already on our website, and it's, we're just all current and all good and under everybody's approval with this policy. Any further discussion? Okay, can we take a vote? All in favor?
Aye.
Perfect, unanimous, thank you. Last, I make a motion to accept and approve the Friends of Chappaqua Library memo of understanding. And while it will be placed under policies, it is not a policy. And after, do I have a second? John, thank you. So while this is not a policy, after speaking with our attorneys, we decided that is where it will live. Any further discussion?
That it will live.
Under our policies.
Okay,
It will be housed
right, right,
under our
right, right.
policies.
On the website.
Okay. If not further discussion, let's take a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, unanimous. Thank you. Done, done, and done,
That was a lot. Thank you.
but we're
Thank
done. And I also
John.
really wanted, what? Oh, John.
Oh, I just, not for a long discussion, but just, and just to give Jennifer Daudio, a heads up on this. I know that Carolyn had talked about us possibly looking to adopt some ALA policies.
Well, they
Right.
just, do you want to speak to it?
Did you want to?
Okay.
Sure,
Yeah.
yeah, I think Carolyn and Pam had spoken about this. There's
Right.
some new core values that the ALA just came out with. And they are we're gonna have some verbiage to put on the website
Okay,
to show that we are in alignment with their core values, the ALA's core values.
do you think it requires us to draft a formal policy, not for tonight, but in the future?
I don't believe so, but
Okay.
let me look into it a little more
Okay.
and then I can speak to that
Okay,
later
sure.
on.
I just was following up because I know that this was an email correspondence that had gone on
Right,
around policies. If we don't need to clutter the policy book, no need to,
yeah,
but just eyeballing some of them, they look like they were in line with what we all believe.
yeah, and I think that's what Carolyn felt too,
Right.
so,
All right, to
But-
be considered maybe for next meeting.
okay.
But I would suggest that if we, libraries don't blindly follow the ALA policies, which is why we have, certain policies on our website and reaffirm them every few years or update them as needed. So I think it could be a good idea to
Yeah.
just present. I don't know what documentation you
Mhm.
need, but present it at the meeting,
Right, right.
ensure the board's in agreement, you know what I mean?
Yes. Yeah.
We, and I just want to add to the discussion that many of the ALA policies don't change over the years. And so the fact that ALA has come out with a new core value statement, I think that I might recommend, as it was recommended to us, to me, that we probably, it would be a good idea to put it in. And again, it's a statement, it's not a policy, so we'll figure out, we'll use the next month to figure out.
Right.
Where it
and-
should live.
And I can share with everybody the language, and
Mhm.
we can talk about it. The ALA
Correct.
is a good organization. They stand for the right values.
Yep.
I don't like the statement as I'm reading it here.
Wait, say it again.
I'm reading the statement. I don't necessarily think it's appropriate for our library.
The new statement that was sent.
ALA 2020.
Oh, you are? Okay, so looking forward
we
to
should discuss
discussing
it,
it.
yeah.
Absolutely. Looking forward to discussing it. Okay, our ad hoc committees, Brian, anything in communication?
Let me, I'll hand over. You have something
No, I don't
specific?
have.
Okay,
Okay. I work with Tao. She posted an announcement about Jennifer's coming on board. Very nice. Tao and I are working on spoke to Lisa Elton about the election coming up and posting the information on the library. We're trying to get the specific information from Lisa that it still hasn't been nailed down. Dates and times, deadlines for submission of signatures for somebody who wants to run to the board for the trustees.
what's holding it up?
Well, I'm just waiting for the specific dates from Lisa. People right now have to go to the school district to get this form. Right? So I said to Lisa, I said, well, why don't we just either store it on our server so people can just print it from the library, or we'll put a link to your, server that has
Great
it.
idea. Yeah.
And then people can just get it. And she said that sounds great, except that when people pick it up, she makes a note of their names and contacts.
Mm.
So that as they get close to the deadline, if they haven't submitted it, she sends them out a courtesy
Oh.
reminder.
Mm.
And she's also emphasized in the past that she does a lot of coaching around the requirements because apparently it's, not entirely black and white, if you will.
Yeah,
That's interesting. I mean, I picked up mine from here. Brian, did you pick yours up from here?
My,
The form to get
get
signatures?
signatures, the petition to run for the trustee.
I don't think I did it.
I picked mine up at the Board of Education,
Yeah, I picked mine up
Yeah.
at the board.
but
so.
my wife works there, so
Uh-huh.
I think she actually picked it
Jennifer,
up.
where did you pick
I
yours
think when
up?
I did it, there was no one running and it was after the expiration
Yeah,
date,
same.
and then-
Yeah, we were right.
Right, but didn't,
No, we didn't, because the process is a form, which includes a required number of petitioner signatures. And we didn't have to do that because we were write-ins.
oh, and I did it.
Well,
I met a lot of
You
my
went for
neighbors.
extra credit.
Lisa had sent me,
That's so you.
It's like the first time I went for extra credit.
Lisa had sent me an initial draft of the petition. And there were some changes that hadn't been made. So when I got back, she says, no, it's just a draft, it's not done yet. So I'm waiting for the specific dates, deadline times and everything. So that then Tal can fashion a specific announcement to put on the
Great.
website.
Thank you.
And I think that, and we continue to announce the meetings on the town bulletin.
Great, thank you. Does Tao take care of that?
I just emailed the woman in town.
Okay. Okay. Any next steps board? Any? I think we're good. Okay, so if this is all this, I move,
When is our next meeting?
Good point.
where are we in March? Monday, March. I think it might be March 25th.
I had, let's see,
March 18th. Okay, thank you. March 18th is our next meeting.
You have a concern?
Nope, that's it.
Okay, before we close, I will note to the trustees that this is our new handbook from 2023. It has actually not been updated for years, so please take this home with you.
Mhm.
Thank you.
It's exciting.
And I make a motion to adjourn the meeting at 8:03. Second, Brian, thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay,
And this one is next week.
okay, thank you.
Thank you.